Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well, and it's time for everyone's favorite segment on this channel, Drama Friday. Have you guys heard of this Kendrick Lamar guy? Turns out he's a rapper, and he's got some stuff to say. Real up-and-coming guy, just landed a feature on this big project from Metro Boomin and Future that came out recently. Kind of a secret feature though, as it's not formally listed on the track list, but it turns up on the track like that, and it turns out this Kendrick fellow has some choice words for his contemporaries. No joke though, Kendrick Lamar, handily one of the greatest rappers of the modern era, and interestingly enough, yes, he landed on this new Future and Metro Boomin project, and he's taking a hyper-aggressive stance on this new verse he has released on it. It's a kind of wild and unprovoked stance for Kendrick to take, but it does remind me of a moment where he was acting similarly in the past, years ago, on the infamous Control verse. If you guys remember back in the day, Kendrick just threw down a laundry list of artists who he was essentially gunning for, seeking to outflank, be it through numbers or artistry, and it was easily one of the most talked about verses of that year, of the 2010s generally. But what's interesting about that time is that Kendrick and all the artists he mentioned in that legendary verse, while they were obviously putting out good work, their most classic stuff, they were still kind of small in comparison with a lot of the greater artists who made names for themselves and kind of paved the way for this new generation in the 90s and the 2000s. Now, with Kendrick taking very similar shots on this new verse here, him and those who are being referenced in this verse are the biggest and greatest names that modern day hip hop has to offer. So the stakes with these mentions at this point are a lot higher. And let's talk about the context here, because before we get into the meat of Kendrick's verse, let's get into the song he is making reference to in these bars. That is Drake's First Person Shooter featuring J. Cole, a song off of his latest record, For All the Dogs, on which him and J. Cole, two artists that most people don't necessarily see as having that much in common, as Drake's music is more moody, more pop and R&B centric, a little more flashy. By comparison, J. Cole's stuff is more introspective, is headier, is deeper, more woke, some might say. And these two on this track bridge a pretty major stylistic divide among a lot of hip-hop music these days to make a relentless, exciting, hard-hitting, lyrical banger that I think fans of each artist could enjoy, in fact, did enjoy. Even I liked the track. I thought it was one of the best songs on Drake's new LP. But there's an interesting mention of Kendrick Lamar by Cole in the midst of the song, where Cole mentions him and Drake being essentially the top artists in the game right now, and he brings up Kendrick too, thinking a depiction of hip-hop's best and brightest right now wouldn't be complete without his name in the mix. And again, I think this bar and this track was kind of a unifying moment for a lot of fans of the genre, but Kendrick's response here is not a positive one. He is not with the togetherness. So he kind of sets things up in this verse, saying that he's feeling paranoia, that he is dealing with bipolar tendencies that cause him to choose violence. And then he goes on to do so in this verse, saying, "Fuck sneak dissin' first person shooter," mentioning the song by name. "I hope they came with 3 switches. I crash out like fuck rap, diss Melly Mel if I had to." Kendrick is literally at a position of such aggressive desperation. He's looking to prove that, and he's willing to diss even one of the greats, one of the forebearers of the genre, Melly Mel. "Got 2 T's with me. I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos. It's up. Lost too many soldiers not to play it safe. If you walk around with that stick, it ain't Andre 3K. And then he goes on to say, "Motherfuck the big 3, it's just big me." So Kendrick does not see this, J. Cole, Drake, Lamar trio thing at all. He is pushing it away. He is not just rejecting the olive branch. He's like hitting it with a hedge clipper and just snipping it apart. "We are not on the same team. There is a divide between us. And your best work is a light pack." Damn. He's calling Cole and Drake mid. Get the mid off the streets. And I can't say I entirely disagree. I mean, my reviews of these 3 artists work, respectively, reflects that. You know, I never have given Drake or Cole a 10 out of 10. Look, just to be clear, I like Drake. I like a lot of his music. I think he's come out with some good projects over the years. I like a lot of J. Cole's stuff even more. I think in recent years, he's gotten especially good, much more consistent, and has found a way to kind of, you know, weed a lot of those weaker bars out of his writing. But with that being said, I don't know if either of them really ever will have To Pimp a Butterfly or Good Kid, Mad City type potential, or even the potential to hit us with the kinds of ultra conceptual narrative experiments that Kendrick was delivering on Damn or on Mr. Morale. Like, there's not, nor will there ever be, an Auntie Diaries or a We Cry Together in Drake. I would apply this criticism to Cole as well. And when I say this, I don't mean to say, like, you know, both of them have to make songs exactly like that. What I mean to say is, like, they're not dropping tracks that are creating entirely new rubrics for hip hop. While it's true, nothing is entirely original, and songs that have two perspectives and points of view and arguing going on is nothing entirely new. Kendrick is just innovating and risk-taking in a way that Cole and Drake just aren't. And the era in which you could argue Drake was more of an innovator toward the start of the 2010s, that's long gone at this point, and he's just been resting in the same creative comfort zone for years at this point, because he knows he can do that with little to no repercussions in terms of losing his fame, losing his popularity, losing out on any money, attention, whatever. So the Light Pack line. Then Prince outlived Mike Jack, which, damn, is a cold bar. Not only because you're literally talking about how long both of them lived on this planet, but obviously Kendrick is getting a bit conceptual here and making a comparison. You're pop, you're mainstream, you're lowest common denominator, you are agreeable. Me, I'm Prince. I'm the experimenter. I'm the innovator. I'm the one who's daring. I am the mold that other people are copying. I'm the one who's ahead of the curve, which, I mean, arguably Kendrick very much is. If I was to sort of put him in a category based on the Michael Jackson Prince dichotomy, he is Prince. Personally speaking, I fuck more with Prince. I'm more of a Prince guy. But for many of you, that should be no surprise. Before all your dogs getting buried, he's threatening the dogs with some great wordplay. But yeah, that's the verse. Those are the shots, man. Kendrick Lamar is not pulling any punches. And again, I guess not happy to be mentioned by Drake and Cole, even in a positive way. And even if all of them are at a point where everybody's kind of like, you know, getting along and everything, he's really stepping in here and reminding people of the competitive nature of the genre that they're operating in. And really, what's the cause for the celebration if we're all like putting out mid, which is kind of more his words than mine. But there you guys have it. That is your installment for Drama Friday. Let me know what you guys think of this verse. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. I will see you guys in the next video. Over here next to my head is one that you can watch. Hit that or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Kendrick Lamar, forever.